holy brothers and sisters!
It is the 8th of TAMUZ, and in the Kitzur Likutei Moharan, today's lesson will be called Mocking Martyrs. Teaching number 256. The name Ata, you, is efficacious for calming the waves when a person is at sea. In Tzaddik number 33, where it explains that a person should write the words V'rav Chesed, abundantly kind, on 5 pieces of parchment, 5 times the numerical value of V'rav Chesed is 1,400, and an Aleph, which is 1,000, and a Tuf, which is 400, and the 5 pieces of parchment correspond to the letter Hey, which is 5, which has a numerical value of 5. The letters Aleph, Tuf, and Hey join to form the name Ata, you. And one should throw these 5 pieces of parchment into the sea amidst the gale winds and the towering waves, and then the angry sea will grow quiet. We know that the word Ata means you, in reference to God. And whether in stormy seas or in scary situations, it is always helpful to recognize Ein Od Milvado. There is nothing other than you, God. When we say it out loud, we help to ingrain in our brain that there is nothing else to fear, so we will then see and hear super salvations. Teaching number 258. When a person encounters opposition, it is possible to divert from the path of God and to cause him to fall from his level, God forbid. The exception to this is an extremely great person who is not afraid of this, such as King David, who boasted, "Many are my persecutors, and my tormentors are many, but nonetheless, from your statutes I have not strayed." Psalms 119, 157. For it is very hard not to buckle under great pressure. Only when we are completely committed to Hashem, we are able to overcome these kinds of oppositions. Teaching number 259. When a person secludes himself and expresses himself and his pain before God, and he confesses and he feels contrition over the enormity of the blemishes he has committed, then the divine presence faces him, expressing itself and its pain before him. For with every blemish that a person causes to his soul, he also causes a blemish, so to speak, to the divine presence. Then the divine presence comforts the person, saying that it will seek strategies to rectify all of the blemishes. When we do real teshuvah, meaning recognition of sin, regret of our wrongdoings, and resolve not to do it again, we turn the negative powers of our sins into positive, enormous energies, and we gain God on our side as a spiritual guide. Teaching number 260. The main unification of the Holy One, blessed be He, and the divine presence is effected through the holy martyrs who gave their lives for the sanctification of God's name, as is known regarding the 10 martyrs who were executed by the Romans. Now, when a person's name is one and the same entity as his soul, as we know and it is written, a living soul is his name, Genesis 2:19. There exists tzaddikim who sacrifice their name and their reputation for the sanctification of God's name. In other words, they intentionally ruin their own name and reputation, since everyone talks about them and invests lies about them, and in this way their blood is spilled. This is tantamount to literally giving up their lives, since a person's name is his soul, and their blood is spilled by all this. In this way, these tzaddikim save the Jewish people from what ought to have come upon them, God forbid, in order to bring about the unification of the Holy One, blessed be He, and the divine presence. We should not seek out opportunities where we become targets, but whatever comes our way, we should be ready to act swiftly in the glorification of God's names. Sometimes one heroic act of death is easier than living a life day in and day out, totally dedicated to the one above. As always, thank you so much for learning together. If you enjoyed this lesson, please remember to like, comment, share, and borrow. And please God, we'll learn again tomorrow.